What scares you most about standing up to speak in front of people? Maybe some of the guests would like to share. How about silence? That would do it, wouldn't it? What else?
Just what's going to come out, how it's going to sound.
How's it going to sound? What's going to come out? Is it going to come out right? What else?
Size of the group.
The size of the group. It could be very intimidating how many people are standing in front of you. What else? Anybody else?
Not anymore, but I used to have concern about forgetting what I was going to say.
Yes. Forgetting what you're going to say. American Idol taught us a lot about that, didn't it?
I used to have the opinion that the people I'm speaking to know more than I do about a subject.
Yes.
Totally
Who's going to listen to
incorrect.
me? If I stand up here, they're going to know more than I do. Very good. We have a lot of misconceptions about communication or standing in front of people that a lot of times aren't really real, right? When we get into the situation, oh, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't it. It got better as I practiced. It got better as I went along. And I want you to think for today. Describe the different communication situations you were in today, just in general. What were they? Some were one-on-one. What else?
On the phone.
On the phone? Okay. How else did you communicate today? Excuse me?
Email.
Texting? Texting and email. Very good. So there's written or typed or spoken. So just because we're putting out some information, whether it's written on a page or spoken into the air, doesn't mean it's necessarily communicated, does it? Not necessarily. It can be just something that falls right there. There it goes. Nobody picked it up. Nobody wanted it. It didn't get across. Nobody got it because now people are moving around and doing things completely opposite of what you just said. So you know it wasn't communicated the way you intended. So how in the world do you get your communication to come across the way that you intended, to be picked up, used, accepted, and done something with? How do you do that? Well, you have to start by focusing on each individual that you speak with. Whether you're in a room of 100 people, a room of 30 people, or one-on-one with somebody. Because whether you're in a room with 100 people, 30 people, or one, everyone in that room is still an individual. One unique person listening. Not like everybody else is listening. Samantha's listening different than Jane is. Different than Dennis is. Different than everybody else in the room. And when you talk to people as if they're all the same, it's insulting, really. They're not all the same. We don't want to be treated all the same. But sometimes thinking that, oh, well, communication, that's not really something I need to work on. Because I do it all the time, right? I communicate every day. But then we say, well, we want to improve our communication skills. Yeah, it's important. It's important. But a lot of times the things that we think are most important, we don't really put a whole lot of, yeah, I'll get to that. That's something I'm going to do someday. That's, someday I'm going to get to that. That's good. Because communication skills don't look as good on a resume as computer skills. Now that, that's something they can, they know. All right, computer skills, man, she can get on the computer and do something. Communication skills, well, what does that mean? Everybody communicates. Doesn't feel like it's much power, but it is. It is. When you can stand up and communicate your ideas, when you can rally the troops, like Abraham Lincoln was a great example of that. He could stand up in front of people and inspire them and tell them we can do it. And they would feel that power, feel that presence from him and want to do it. The reason that you communicate is not just to get the words out and in the air. The reason you communicate is for a reason. Every time we say something, every time we write something, we have a message. What is our message? Sometimes the fear is, no, my message isn't really worth anything, so I probably shouldn't say it at all. Right? But that's so wrong. It's so wrong. As a professional, as a student, as a parent, as a person, it's important to know the value of your communication as an individual. You have skills, abilities, talents, experiences that nobody else in this room has. Not one other person in this whole wide world is the same as you. And that makes you awesome, Jason. That makes you amazing. That makes you able to do things that nobody else can do because they didn't grow up like you did. They didn't experience what you did. And when you are contributing in your conversation or in your communication, or you're standing up in front of somebody and you're scared as can be, you don't have any. One of the ladies that came to our Toastmasters the first time spoke like this. We could hear this voice rattle more than we could hear her. She's going like this. We couldn't hear things she was saying. But you know what she said? She practiced and she practiced and she practiced and she practiced. And now at St. Pete College in Clearwater, I think she works there, her teacher asked her to lead a program and she said yes. She goes, I would have never done that if I didn't just have somebody believe in me when I was standing here doing this. And that's the simple truth of what we try to do here in Toastmasters. That's why I joined Toastmasters. I didn't come in nervous to speak in front of people when I first came. I had already spoken in front of people before. I was okay with that. There are people that come in just like that, shaking the podium. You can come in like that. There are people that come in already established as speakers. You can come in like that. There are people all along the spectrum that come into Toastmasters and just say, I want to get better at getting my message across. I want to be able to convey my ideas. I want people to get excited about stuff that I want them to get excited about. Maybe it's a cause or a mission that you're involved in, and you want them to be a part of it. When you're a little nervous, when you're scared. Let me show you an example. If I'd have walked up here and walked like this, so Jane introduced me and I walked up and I said, Hi. Hi. A lot of you guys up there. Wow. So it's my turn, right, Jane? Okay. Your confidence in me would have been shaken right away, right? And a lot of times when we start out speaking, that's how we feel, at least on the inside. We feel walking up like that, and we feel nervous, but we're brave, and we stand up here and we go, I'm going to do it, even if I'm shaking the podium. I'm going to do it. And sometimes it takes making a deliberate decision to do something different. Oh, I'll do it someday, I'll do it someday, I'll do it someday. That's why I founded my company, Deliberate Decisions, because I heard so many people say, someday I'll do it. Someday I'm going to write that book. Someday I'm going to take that class. Someday I'm going to apply for that dream job that I saw the opening for just last week. Someday I'll do it. But the beautiful thing is, if you want to improve your communication skills, if you want to be more effective in the boardroom or the business room or just at home, be deliberate about it. And focus on the individuals that you talk to, not the group. Don't focus on the group, they'll freak you out. The group will freak you out. Just looking around, you might go, oh my gosh, they're all looking at me. But don't worry about that. Remember that every person sitting here is an individual with unique gifts and talents and abilities just like you are. And when you focus on them like that, it makes it a little bit easier. Because a lot of people say, I do one-on-one, no problem. I can do one-on-one, I can stand here and talk. I talked to a lady today at lunch. She goes, I can stand here and talk with you one-on-one, but don't make me stand in front of more people than that. So then what I tell her is, focus on that. Do one-on-one while you're talking now. Do one-on-one with people as you talk. Don't make it. All right, so how are you guys doing today? I want to make sure I get eye contact with every person in this room. We're all going to be sick, aren't we? But just make it relaxed. Just relaxed. And I want you to know how valuable you are as an individual and how much that will add to your communication skills. You have to remember that you have awesome ideas, awesome abilities, awesome talents that nobody else has. And when you stand up and speak from your experience and your point of view, your vantage point, it's going to make a difference. When you hold back, we all lose, because you bring something that nobody else can bring. And we want to, through an organization like Toastmasters, I want to be here. I want to be here in Toastmasters because I want to get better at communicating and connecting, even more than communicating, with people. Because if you connect with people, it makes it so much easier to stand up here and speak. When I walked in the room, I wanted to meet everybody that I hadn't met yet. We met in the bathroom, didn't we? Yeah. So I wanted to meet everybody that I knew. She had the Toastmasters book. It was all too familiar. So Larry and I met in the bathroom. So, but making that connection with people. If you ever do have to speak in front of a group and you're nervous, you're worried, start walking around and just talk to people. Hi, I'm Jill. I'm going to be the speaker tonight. I just wanted to say hello. Hey, I'm Jill. I'm going to be the speaker today. I just wanted to say hello. And what happens when you stand up here then in front of a group? You've already made one connection with all of them. So now it's eyes looking at you from the perspective of, oh, I just met her. Oh, we just talked about my dog, my cat, my job, my whatever. And there's a connection there, and you can relax, they can relax, and guess what happens to that message? It comes across a little better. So I want you, as you're thinking about your communication skills, written or verbal, you have good things to say. You have worthy things to say. You have ideas that are worth communicating, and you need to do it. Don't let people bully you. Don't let people let you feel intimidated. Don't let people put you down. Go ahead and throw it out there. Because how many times have you sat in a meeting and said, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm not, And then somebody else says your idea. And then everybody goes, oh, that was a great idea. And you're like, that was mine. Right? That was my idea. I should have had that one. But we're too nervous. But be bold. Be bold in your communications, and it will continue to improve for you. Be bold in who you are. You are an incredible person. Be bold in that, and your communications will roll into anything else you want to do. You cannot be a leader and not be a good communicator. You can't. People don't know what to do. You're not selling them anything. You're not telling them what to do. You're not clear. But when you're clear in your communications, people want to follow. They want to follow your mission. They want to follow your cause. They want to follow your instruction and whatever. I know battle would have been a big one for Abraham Lincoln. He needed them to follow. But remember, you are valuable. You are valuable with what you say and the way you communicate. Continue to work on that and make it better and better for what you need, for your unique situation. And you won't be sorry. Toastmasters can help if we can. You're welcome here. All right?